Hello, this is Uncle Jim. In the previous video, we had a couple cycling issues with the 1100, which has been treated like a red-headed stepchild. And I shot a couple light loads that I made up for the H&R, so it didn't kick me around, and decided to shoot the 1100 instead, and we had cycling issues. So today I took it apart and inspected the O-ring and cleaned it all and took it completely apart. Started off with a light cleaning, and I just kept going and begat, and pretty soon everything was taken apart. So this has an 18-inch barrel, and it used to be a full choke. I don't know what length barrel, but it was a longer barrel, and it looked professionally done. And so I got in there and cleaned everything. And if you have one of these, definitely check your recoil spring that's inside the stock. Mine was just gunked up and sticky. But the main thing is the O-rings here. You might see that it's tattered. I pulled a bunch of pieces off, and it's just it's held on all it could. And you're supposed to change these every so often, especially if you have a cycling problem. The Remington used a V-ton O-ring from DuPont, supposedly embedded with graphite. And you can get these cheap, and so I ordered a 6-pack. The V-ton is number 021, and if you wanted to use an O-ring like in the garage, it was a pretty durable, good O-ring, you can get away with that for a while, and that would be a number 33. But definitely go with the V-ton. They're heat resistant, solvents, all that stuff. So you can get them cheap if you know where to look instead of having Remington's name on it. And so I have some O-rings coming, but for now we're going to put this back in and hope it holds. It didn't fit tight to the tube, and it was tattered, and it's kind of feeling like brittle. And it's hung on for dear life, and it'll still cycle fully charged ammo. So that's what you do on 1100s. That's the only thing you need to replace, really. They're very well made. There's a sticker that shows you how to put your rings back on, and then the O-ring. So there's the rings right there. Now the newest Remingtons have a different ring system. These are steel rings. They actually clip together. However, they will work on the older guns, which is good. So you can get those too. All right. So definitely, if you own one of these, get in your stock, take the recoil spring out. You'll need a big screwdriver, and then press in on it, and there's a pin hole right there where it threads in, and then it'll come out. And there's a plunger in the receiver side, and mine was nasty. It was all sticky and had rust dust on it and everything, and it was just super tacky and full of gunk. So it's never been out, and I don't know if the factory used grease or anything. But the rest of the gun is super easy to clean, and quick cleanings are really easy. Just take the handguard off and wipe down around the gas area. Clean around your receiver and the bore, and you're done. Otherwise, and that'll take no tools. Otherwise, take the trigger group out and do a thorough cleaning on everything. So on the trigger group, I just blasted it out and then sprayed it with G96 and took an air compressor and got all that oil blown into the trigger group, and everything was good. So we'll cut it off here to save time, and we'll do a test with 5 different rounds with the chewed up O-ring. All right. Okay, I hope I got everything put together right. There was no extra parts. Anyway, let's test the reliability with that old cruddy O-ring and see what happens. So, we're going to start off, we're going to shoot in this order. The easiest hobo slug ever. Modified 6-shooter Texan tail wad. No crimping needed because it's cut on the inner side and it's totally friction fit. This I did in the little card cutter video. There's 9. It's a little bit smaller than double-aught buck. It's like 31 diameter. Ranger low recoil double-aught buck. And then your cheapo birdshot universal, cheapo birdshot federal. Now these 2 holes will stick in the H&R because it's just crappy thin metal. And they'll stick in the H&R where the Federals don't. So we'll see if we have any issues, and that'll settle it for now. I got O-rings coming. All right. Okay, it's fucking freezing out here. Snow's blowing off the roof on me. All right, we got her back together. And see what happens. All right. We in camera? All right. Remembered my earplugs. That barely plopped. And that went really high, so these sides okay. Oh, the roof. All right, low recoil. Did that eject? Nope. It's the O-ring. Low recoil didn't eject, but mine did. Okay, we have birdshot. Okay, the Federal definitely went further. It locked back. I think it's time for the O-ring. All right. Okay, so it looks like we got a bleeder. I pretty much figured the O-ring was loose and it was chewed up. So you're supposed to replace those every so often, and that never got it. So I have some Viton O-rings coming. They were under $1 a piece. And we'll put that in. And the other thing that I forgot about the shotgun is it shoots high. And that often happens when you cut down a barrel from a long barrel to 18 inches. A lot of times the shotgun barrels are curved upwards. And I ran into that with the blunderbuss and had to put a taller front sight on there. So we'll probably have to make a bead sight or whatever sight for this one because the bead sights aren't going to be tall enough. That's the proper size already. And so we'll do that, and then when I get the O-rings in, we'll do one final test. And I was kind of surprised that the Ranger self-defense double-aught buck was the one that gagged. I forgot, I didn't know how lame that was. But it shot in this shotgun before because I had lots of that I got somewhere. And so we'll test it again when I get the O-ring, and that'll tell me right there. So I guess that's it. What else am I leaving out? Yeah, so keep up on your guns, and that one got neglected, but it'll be fine. And how cool is this? Another toy of my son's, And it was made where the H&R shotgun was made. So, until next time, thanks for watching.